In this video series, we'll be going over each of the raid bosses and the liberation of Undermine, simplified to the point that even a non-World of Warcraft player can understand them. And for this episode, we're going to be talking about RIK REVERB. In order to defeat this boss, we'll simply have to keep in mind of three things. The first is the boss will spawn these amplifiers which drops at a random player. These will build up energy during the fight, and they will even build it up a lot faster if the boss is nearby. It'll deal damage to nearby players, but will start to deal lethal damage if the energy bar of this amplifier gets filled. To prevent this, someone simply has to right click on it to drain the energy, or even like 2 or 3 persons can do this, so it's a lot faster. The second thing to keep in mind of during this fight is going to be the faulty zap debuff, which will target a couple of players and detonate after a few seconds. This will apply a debuff to the targeted players and anyone else caught in the blast radius, causing them to increase damage taken. So with this in mind, we want to be mindful of this blue circle that gets placed on top of our character and move away from the rest of the team. For the third and final thing to keep in mind of, this will be during phase 2. When this occurs, the boss will cast a spell that reduces the amount of damage it takes by 99%, and the boss will begin to cast Blaring Drop. This will deal a lot of damage, and this skill can wipe the raid in mere seconds. And to counter this, it's actually quite simple. We'll want to stand next to an amplifier that has a blue circle around it, and this will knock players up when the Blaring Drop happens. The boss will cast this about 4 or 6 times, and afterwards we'll begin the cycle again. Now keep in mind that the boss has a DPS check. If players aren't able to down the boss after he casts Blaring Drop 3 times, on that 3rd time he will begin to spam that ability until the whole raid wipes. So keep that in mind. That's about it for this video. If you learned something valuable, leave a like and subscribe, since it'll help the channel out a lot on our goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers. Stick around for the next episodes where we'll cover the other bosses in a more simplified manner. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.